Casey Neistat has left Beme. If you know anything about Casey, this is a really big story. Mikey, did you know about Beme, by the way?
So I did. I thought it was really interesting because I thought he created Beme.
Yeah, him and a friend / partner kind of started it. It was kind of like a tech thing. And what's interesting is it was a Snapchat competitor. That's what it started out. You'd make like short videos to share with your friends. Well, that didn't work out because Snapchat's like massive and super successful, and even Snapchat's struggling right now with Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
It didn't work out. They had to shut it down. CNN bought them, I think, for $25 million, is what I heard, which was a weird move. And they ended up starting a YouTube channel called Beme News. So they started doing news. And it was basically just a news channel trying a different approach. And although I've heard people compare it to Vice, which I've never watched Vice, but people say it was kind of like Vice. It was at least somewhat successful. It had like over 250,000 subscribers, and each video had like over 100,000 views. But for whatever reason, Casey has decided to leave, and the Beme is going to be absorbed into CNN. I think they're keeping the YouTube channel. When Casey talks about it, it sounds like it was a mutual decision. It sounds like he loved the team, but he said he didn't operate well in it, which doesn't really surprise me. He considers the whole thing an L or a loss for himself, but and I probably missed some details, but that's basically the gist. So what are your thoughts on all this, Mikey? What do you think about this?
I mean, I'm not really surprised. Even in areas where he has teams, I don't feel like he works that well with teams. He's a good, go it alone kind of guy. And that's not a bad thing. I just feel like I do things my way and get them done. And having a team of people, I feel like kind of gets in his way.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I don't see him as a guy who operates well in a team. Not that it's a bad thing. He does awesome stuff by himself or with really small teams. I don't know him personally, obviously. One day, anyway. But he's. I think that it was one of those things that like it was inevitable. I think even when he started it, even when he was trying to compete with Snapchat, like I think most of us thought that he was probably the company wasn't going to make it. He's not a tech guy.
Yeah.
And he was trying to do a tech thing, and he just. It was interesting, but here's what's kind of cool about the whole Beme thing is he actually credits Beme, which I do believe he did this early on and now, with the reason why he started his vlog to begin with. And so if there was no Beme, there would be no Casey Neistat vlog. And I think it's kind of cool that something that, ended up not working out, ended up manifesting to something that's really cool. I personally think he does better when he's by himself or with a small team. Or he just has this crazy idea and there's this team of people that help him do that idea versus where it's like him and a team trying to figure out a problem. But again, I don't know him personally, but that's my feel on the whole thing.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe we do know him kind of well. I mean, when you watch some of these vlogs so many times, even ones that kind of stage their vlogs. Not saying Casey does by any means, but there definitely are some out there. So whether it's a real life vlog or more of a stage vlog, you still get to see their personality and learn a lot about them. Just because you're seeing a lot of their life day in and day out. So I feel like we kind of do know enough about Casey to say that when we see him work with other people, it seems like it's more strained than when he's just doing his own thing.
He's got that rebel spirit to him,
and
I think that's what we all admire about him. So I don't, even though he sees this as a loss, like a loss on his record, I personally think, one, it was inevitable. I don't think it was out of his skill set, and I think that he's better off without it. I mean, I'm sure he learned a lot from it, and he wouldn't trade it for anything, but I think I'm really excited to see what he does next. But I will say, him and his tech-minded partner that started Beme are both leaving. There are some employees that may not make it to CNN, so I think they're only extending job offers to select employees, so he didn't feel great for them. But hopefully he'll focus more on his personal brand than trying another startup, but we'll see. Who knows? Hey there, thank you so much for watching this little clip. This is a little segment from the Search for Awesome podcast. It's a weekly show where we talk about internet and tech news. This week was a great week. We talked about Casey Neistat leaving Beme. We talked about my thoughts on the YouTube partner program changing. And we talked about movie past perhaps taking over the entire movie industry. A little bit of a conspiracy piece there, but really compelling. And if you want that full experience, the entire podcast, the link is in the description, or if you're happy with just clips, this is the channel for you to be on. The main podcast is on my main channel, which is The Search for Awesome. That's that channel. This is The Search for More. And yeah, so subscribe here if you want clips. Subscribe over there if you want the full thing, and also check out some of the reviews over there. Thank you so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you around.